Hello and welcome to the second part of CSV manipulation within Python. Where we left off, I was just showing you guys the basically syntax of reading in a CSV file with NumPy's load text, how to display it, and now let's actually talk about how to modify the data. And so we're going to add a column, and we're going to have that column based on another column, or another bit of data in that same row in another column, rather. So let's do that, and then also we'll be able to finish up with how to save it, and then probably in another video we'll talk about deletion of columns rather, and then maybe like some multiplication or something of some other rows, something else to throw in there just for some more examples. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and delete this line here, and to show you guys an example of how we might go about saving the line. So actually we can leave it here. You would print out, and this actually is already in a string, so you would just do this plus that, and so when we run this, we'll be able to see that when we call main, it splits it out with a comma, and it looks good. So if we were to save this to a file, it would be good. So we're going to get into that. Now let me close out this, and I'm going to delete this line now. So to run through the entire text file, basically, what we're going to go ahead and do is use a counter and a for loop. You could also use a while loop. Most people use a while loop with a counter, but I'm going to switch it up for you guys. I'm going to say x equals 0. And then we're going to say for each date in date. So with a for loop, this is just defining a variable, basically. What do we want to do? Well, we're going to make a save line, and save line is going to be equal to each date plus a comma plus the rate with the x. So x is going to start at 0 because the first element in an array is given the index of 0, plus another comma plus arb x plus some more commas. And then let's go ahead, and if you remember how we did like the addition of something, we could go so like let's say we want to do arb x, and then we just want to do simple plus 3 to that thing, right? Well, this is first of all a string, so we need to convert arb x to an int to do that mathematical equation. But then we have to convert it back to a string so we can include it in this save string. So convert this again all the way around after 3, convert that to a string. Now at the end of this line, we're going to do a plus and then a backslash n and close the quotes. Make sure it's a backslash n, not a forward n, so over the slash that's over your enter key. And let me just scroll over a little bit. Okay. So that's our save line. Now we need to specify a save file. Save file is going to be equal to open, and then we're just going to make a name. This file doesn't exist. It will be created though. .csv, and the program itself will create it. And we're going to open this with the intention for A, which means append. Next we're going to do save file.write, and what do we want to write? Well, we want to write that save line. Luckily that save line has a new line at the end. That's what backslash n does. So we don't have to worry about it making new lines. It will do that automatically. But keep in mind, at the end of the file you have an empty line. So just keep that in mind. So when you run through that data, keep in mind if you're throwing an error for some reason, it's probably because you have that empty line. Continuing right along, what we're going to do is save file.close, and then we're going to do x plus equals 1. Don't forget that part, and that'll add 1 to x so as we run through everything. So let's save that and let's run that. And I'm going to have to call main. And it's done. It should be pretty instantaneous because we don't have that many lines. So new CSV, let's edit it with Notepad++. Sure enough, here's the original, and now we've added this other column, which is basically column 3 plus 6. And you can see it goes all the way down, and it's conditional, much like it would be within a spreadsheet, only we can apply it much, much quicker with programming. So what if we wanted to take that a little bit further? And oh, just for the record, we do have an empty line here. Now, there might be better ways to do this, but the way that you can fix this problem, so say you want to continue editing the spreadsheet, If you went to go edit this and load this within NumPy, it would error because of this row here. So let's say that you don't like that. Now, if you're really picky and you want that line gone, I'm going to go ahead and delete my new CSV.csv file. And if you're really picky and you want that gone, what we can do is you can say for each date in date, and then just make it an array that spans to the negative first element in date. And so this will ignore the last line in date, yet run through the entire for loop. Subsequently, what we can do is after the for loop, we can then say, we can basically, like, let's just copy and paste all of this. So we'll come down here and paste, and this stuff is not aligned perfectly, so we'll do that. And now what we do is replace each date with date and then -1. X will still apply because it will add 1 to X. Everything else applies, except we'll get rid of the new line at the end of this file, so we'll do that. Now, if you save this, and we'll run it, and we run main, we now have new CSV. Edit that with your notepad, and you scroll down, and there is no blank line there. So if you're like one of those people that doesn't want the blank line, or if you're going to later like manipulate the file and stuff, or you just want to be a nice little person when sharing your files or something, you can do this, and it adds a little bit of a few extra lines to the code, but it's a way of getting rid of the last line. There's a few other ways to get rid of the last line, but you're pretty much using this many lines of code anyways to do it, so you might as well just include it in your main loop. So with that, I'm going to conclude this video. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for your support, your subscriptions, and until next time.